What's up? What's up? What's good, everybody on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube? It's your boy, Pretty Boo, aka the Celebrity. I'm here on this Monday. I just pulled over. I've been running loads since 4 o'clock this morning. I ran the load from Winchester, Virginia, up to Piston, PA. And then I went back down from Piston, PA to Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Then I ran the load back from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, heading back up to Piston, PA again. Like, yo, man. Then I gotta head out in the morning to Ohio, from Piston, PA to Ohio. So I'm out here, I'm making this money, you guys. I'm getting it. I'm getting it, y'all. And that's what I'm telling y'all trucking do. So as I said, this is your boy Pretty Boo, aka the Celebrity. I'm wearing that celebrity's hat for my trucking company called Celebrities Transport out of Winchester, Virginia. And that trucking company was established back in 2017. So people that don't know me, y'all gonna start getting to know me. All y'all gotta do is tune in on YouTube, tune in on Instagram, tune in on TikTok, tune in on Facebook. If you don't see my handsome face, you'll see my woman's beautiful face. Her name is Muffin Tiante Green, and that's where we reside at. She's from Pittsburgh, and I'm from North Philly, and we actually reside in Winchester, Virginia. That's where we own our home at, not an apartment, not we're renting, but that's where we own our home, and that's where our celebrities' businesses is located. So one of our businesses, you guys, if you don't know, it started off as trucking. Actually furniture. It was furniture, basically delivering people's furniture, which was called M Shelton Movers. My name is Marcus, so I named it M Shelton. My last name is Shelton Movers. Then I graduated to Celebrity Transport. Then we went from Celebrities Transport to Celebrities Hemp Agricultural, Celebrities Dispensary, and Celebrity Smoke Lodge. So we do everything, and most of our businesses that we do, that we're up and coming with, that we're putting out there, is called celebrities. We're the first minorities in the Winchester area with, basically, I'm going to say, with a spine. When we see things going wrong, when we see unjust racism going on, people hating on minorities, we actually are the ones that speak out about it, because we're the first examples of what they're doing recently around in the Winchester area and in the Stephen City areas, the way they discriminate and hate against minorities, being anything. They're out here now, corrupt white Caucasian people, corrupt. I didn't say all white people. I said corrupt white Caucasian people are out here with all this hate now. They're not allowing black people to come into their businesses, saying no blacks allowed, no African Americans, no minorities allowed. It's just strange how things is actually going back to the way when it was slavery and we were all segregated from each other. That's what they're trying to take this world back to. And then they're spitting out here those words, let's make America great again, knowing that America has never been great for any minorities anywhere throughout the North America, throughout the United States. I mean, it has never been great, not even for the Native Americans who they took North America from. So I don't know how they making America great again, other than disrespecting their own people, which is, you got the way that rich, wealthy white people now are firing white people themselves, trying to make them go back to being them slaves like when they were in Europe. See, because before black people were slaves, white people were slaves first over in Europe. They were slaving their own people. Isn't that weird? Isn't that wicked? They were slaving their own people first. So with that being said, when they say they making America great again, they're only talking about making America great again for the rich and wealthy. They don't give a damn if you're white. Because you're white, you might get the privileges of being an assistant manager. You might be, assistant president of their company, which means you're a good slave. But they're just trying to make America great again for this, just themselves, just for the rich. And they don't care how much you're poor and what color your skin is. If you're not in the wealth bracket that they're in, then they don't give a damn. You are their worker. You are their slave. Just like we have always been as black people have always been for them, using us as their slaves to build their roads, highways, homes, cropping fields for them to do their crop. From tobacco to corn to cotton, we've always been their slaves. And that's how they look at us. They don't look at us as an equal. Even though we've been riding for a couple of years, decades off of so-called equality, it has never been equality. It has never been. Even though they said it was equality, equality has never existed for minorities. That's Asian, that's Spanish, that's Native Americans, that's African American. It has never been no equality to none of this game. And I found it out just recently. Like I said, you guys, I opened up the first hemp dispensary and smoke lodge in the world. And people that's white in that neighborhood has never celebrated anything from me being, let's just say, the first one invented electric in that town. They won't give a damn. He's black. He's a Negro. We don't need to celebrate and praise him or give him any kind of props in what he's doing. But if I'd opened up that same business and I've been white, it would have been a different story. The store would probably still be open now. But we were evicted out of our store at 326 South Braddock Street behind racist, corrupt people, behind people not liking in that town of Winchester, Virginia, people not liking black people. When they see you are black and you're doing something totally different without their blessings, they're quick to shut you down. They're quick to hate on you. They're quick to troll you. They're quick to tell you nothing is happening to you. Stop crying. Why are you acting like we're only doing it to you? We're doing it to white people. We're doing it to Negroes. We're doing it to Spanish. You need to stop crying over what we're doing to you. So y'all, I was a truck driver and I put my trucking off in 2020, and I have to cry to these people and to everybody to hear me cry because I invested thousands and thousands of dollars into these businesses. I mean, I worked hard, went to work and worked hard to save up my tax returns, to save up my paychecks, to actually open up these businesses that I was opening up. I had celebrities at 326 South Braddock Street. We had that smoke lodge dispensary open for over 3 years. And as soon as we started to try to open up a second one in Stevens City, where the rest of these racist white people were, they came down on us because they was not wanting us to open up what we had in Winchester down in Stevens City. They didn't want to see black people progress. They didn't want to see us get ahead. All corrupt white people want to see black people do is be their slaves and cry about how unfair something is so they can laugh. That's all they care about, you guys. They don't even care about each other. And what I mean by that is, let's just look at history, for instance, and I'm going to go into it real quick. The white man took North America from the Native Americans, from the Indians. After they took it, they started making it for themselves and for the men. They didn't even have the respect to actually set this North America off to treat their women as equal to them. Women has never been equal. White women, their own women, have never been equal to them. They even came up with something that they're going to do a prenuptial agreement. So when they don't be with their woman no more, she don't get nothing. You came with just your panty and your bra, you're going to leave with just your panty and your bra because you're going to sign this prenuptial agreement. If I give you something, it's what I give you, not what you're going to deserve. So that's just how it's always been. Imagine the president coming up with something where instead of making her Mr. and Mrs. President, they made her Mr. President and the First Lady. They made it so that their white wife and their white daughters could never be a judge, a lawyer, a prosecutor, a senator, a mayor, anything that was what a man would be, an astronaut, a firefighter, a police officer. Women has never, even their white women, has never been allowed to be what they are because they only wanted that woman to be a bed mattress and in the kitchen making them some food, and want her to overlook the fact that they're creeping off in the bed, out of the bed at night to climb on top of an African American black slave, which was called a belly warmer. They never wanted her to be equal to them. And then you got a nerve to see some of these white women nowadays that's up in there when they have the big meetings in the Capitol clapping like this to everything that these white men do to minorities. And they don't really get, these white women don't really get, because that's how slow they are. They don't really get the fact that their own men, their own kind, never wanted them or their little daughter to be equal to them. And without that word DEI, that diversity, that affirmative action, all of those laws that brought about that a woman had to have the same rights as a man, they never would be there clapping, standing around those men. Those old ass men, they standing around clapping towards what what their white men are doing to minorities, because they so happy to see them doing it to minorities, not realizing they're doing it to their dumb asses too. That's how smart they are. You're clapping because you're there. But to your little white daughter that's trying to get there in the future, they done already changed all these laws with DEI, affirmative action, your child being able to get funding to go to certain schools and being allowed to go to certain schools. The only one going to be able to afford to go to those schools are if you're rich and wealthy, your child will be allowed to go to those type of schools, because the programs that was once set up for education is not going to be there for that child no more. But why would you care? Because you're the one clapping because now you're rich. But what about little Susie, your daughter? And her kids? After a while, somebody is not going to be rich. Now, those programs that was once there to make it capable for her to go to that college, those programs won't be there no more for her. So rich people are clapping and they're happy because they're already there. But their race of people who are white people, that are good white people, women and men, the programs have been stripped and taken away from them. The same as welfare gonna get stripped and taken away from them. What they think, white people not on welfare? White people not on Section 8 low income housing? White people not on Medicare and Medicaid? White people not on SNAP programs? White people are on the same programs as minorities are on. So when they're doing this and they change these laws and everybody voted for that man to come into office, they were voting for somebody that don't give a damn about anybody except the rich and the wealthy, and the rest can go to hell, whether they're white, black, Spanish, Asian, Native American. They didn't give a damn. All they knew was that when they get in this office the next time, they was going to make it affordable and everything was going to pop off of us, white and black, being slaves for them. Because that's how it originated, with white people being the slaves, then black people being the slaves, Chinese being the slaves along with Native Americans for them. And that's what they're trying to take it back to. So all these white people running around trolling on my videos, trolling on black people being upset, trolling on even white people now being upset. They need to really look at the big picture. It ain't just minorities that they was trying to take, that they were doing this to when they changed these laws. They were trying to do it to everybody who's poor or poor. That's who they were setting this up for. To make us all their hoes, their workers. That's who they were doing this for, themselves. To use us, white and black, Spanish, Native American, Asian, to be their slaves in the United States and do their bidding. And if you're not out here like me, if you don't have your own company, your own business, whether it's landscaping, roofing, they still need these things done, these rich, wealthy people. If you're not out here making your own dollar, you're going to get left behind. They can talk about my black ass all they want, but guess what they can't do? They can't leave me behind because I'm most valuable. I'm the one that's not expendable. I'm the one that they need to feed their lazy asses. I'm the one that's got to put the chair there and the table there that they're going to sit at to eat the food that I deliver to the stores, to the factories, to the supermarkets, to their mansions. A truck driver delivers that food to their mansions. They don't go, all of them don't go out and buy their food. They call in, and those greens and those vegetables and fruit and that bacon and all of that food that they get, the eggs, that stuff is delivered to their rich homes. And their servants cook the food up. That's how it really goes. They get trucks that deliver, whether it's a van, a 26-footer commercial truck, they get their food delivered to their mansions, to their homes. They don't go out, and y'all don't really see white people go out and go shopping like that that's rich. They get that stuff delivered to their home, and they get their servants to cook that stuff up. But they can fire that servant if they don't like him because he dropped the glass, broke a plate. You can't fire me. You can't get rid of me. That's impossible. Impossible. You need me. That's what I like about truck driving. So truck drivers, not only do I, Marcus Shelton, own the first hemp dispensary and smoke lodge in the world, a place where you can come and purchase your hemp products if you're sore from sitting in this chair, if you're sore from your shoulders being up like this raised driving. I have a place where you can come and bring your smoke and relax and sit down and have a damn good time and talk about it at our podcasting. The same way you go to anybody else's house and sit down and relax and talk about politics, you can come to celebrities and sit down in my lovely residential home and we can talk politics and what's going on out here in this society. We could talk about what I'm talking about now, which is truck driving and trying to influence people to be CDL truck drivers. So therefore they know that they can't get rid of you. And you know you're going to make thousands and thousands of dollars to buy the same luxury type of homes that they buy. When you got this type of job, you can buy $1 million home. You could buy a $500,000 home. You could buy a $300,000 home when you're a truck driver. You build your credit up so fast doing this type of job right here. All you got to do is fix what's broke on your credit history fast with this kind of money. And now you got the credit to do the things that you need to do in society to get ahead. So I know I'm jumping back and forth with you guys, but I'm so proud that I stayed with this occupation and that I got that CDL license and that I own my own CDL commercial trucking company called Celebrities Transport right here. I'm so glad because can't nobody tank that. Can't nobody call in and go and have me blackballed with my trucking company and tell everybody from around the world, don't let him drive for y'all. He's a racist. He's a nigger. We don't like that Negro. We can't stand his guts. It's nothing you can do about me no matter who the hell you call. I have my license by the federal government to drive this damn truck and drive for you or to drive for myself. It's nothing you can do to a bad mother like me. And I'm happy and I'm proud because I went out to get this license because I seen the way the world was becoming. Now y'all need to raise up and we all need to start working together. We need to stop letting kids go on social media that don't need to be on there, that's 21, 22, 23. Those are children. They do not need to be on social media trolling and saying, stop crying. Oh, that's what you get. That's a child that's playing games like that. A grown-ass man or woman don't even play games like that and get on the phone and know somebody lost over $100,000 and tell them stop crying. Don't argue at the police. Don't argue back at the police. Don't be disrespectful at the police doing you wrong. Take it like the other Negroes did when y'all fuckers were slaves. Excuse my speech, my English, excuse me. But they want us to keep taking it. And as soon as black people stop wanting to take that type of abuse and disrespect and racism, blackballing, they mad because I got a spine and I stand up for myself. You got a lot of people that don't like when you stand up for yourself. They want you to stay quiet when they kicking you in your butt, when they whipping you in your back with a whip, when they're spitting in your face, when they're slapping you. They want you as a minority to take it and not complain that it hurts. Picture that. Don't say that it hurt. So you guys, we need to start banding together. We need to get some of these jobs where we can't be fired at. And we need to start supporting each other's businesses. And we need to start listening and trying to understand each other's needs, each other's wants, each other's problems. Else we not going to get nowhere. These people going to run over top of us because we're not banding together like they did against me when they all decided to kick me out of my store in Winchester and had me blackballed out of there because I was fighting with the people down in Stevens City verbally, protesting with signs. When they see that you are black power protesting against their white racism, they'll find a way to get rid of you like they did me in Winchester at 326 South Braddock Street. I will never forget those racist people that did that to me. And I'm out here making this money again so I can sue those people, you guys. I am out to sue Stevens City zoning administrator, mayor, town manager, and town lawyer. I can't mention all these people names, but all you got to do is Google their positions that I just told you. Mayor, town manager, zoning administrator, town lawyer. They're all vicious, corrupt, racist people. And they had me blackballed out of my store in Winchester. So watch those devils. Watch those wicked, evil people. Racism still does exist. Hating does exist. Jealousy and envy, it exists. White people that's corrupt want to stay ahead and not let minorities be ahead exists. They don't want you driving to work with the Benz like they got. They don't want you living in an all middle class white neighborhood like where they live at because your little Negro kids will be going to their kids' schools. They don't want you around there because you might break in their house. That's their assumption of you. Like the assumption of me that I was a black, ignorant, naive black man. They didn't know I was this much mouth, this much power throughout the Winchester community. They didn't know that I was going to go protesting. They didn't know I was going to get on social media and put their asses on blast. That's what we all need to do when they're doing something so corrupt to us, when they're not treating us fair. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank y'all for hearing my podcast. We open up and we podcast every day, and we open at 9 in the morning to 7 at night. On Saturdays, we open up at 9 and we close at 10 sometime. But it's 9 to 7, and on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, is 9 to 9. So check us out, you guys. Check us out. Look up Celebrities Dispensary on Facebook. Look up Marcus Shelton and Tiante Green on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We're on there. Check out some of our podcasting since we first started off. Go back to some of our videos. Look at the store that we had open. We was at 326 South Braddock Street. We opened up on June the 28th of 2021. And check out some of our videos and see what we were doing respectfully, with no violence and no ignorance in the Winchester area, only for them to hate on us and want a business like that gone because they don't have it, because they don't know what's going on, because they don't want to venture into the property. So we don't want to venture into your storefront. We're going to make it so you don't have one. We don't know what you're doing, so you might be doing something illegal. You might be selling crack. You might be selling powder cocaine. You might be selling fentanyl. You might be selling little babies and women and children out the back door. When they're wrong about everything and they find it that they're wrong, that's when they don't want you around no more. Because they got to be right about black people being drug dealers, killers, violent, aggressive, angry, hostile. When we show we're something other than what they're perceiving of us, they're mad because we're not making fools out of ourselves like they thought we would do. That's racist people I'm talking about. Racist ones. So thank you guys for tuning in. Share my videos. Pass them along. I'm about to go right now and post this same video on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm about to post my recording of this video. Much love, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Please share all my videos when you see this video. Please share them.